To put the coop together, today you're going to need either a fillet head screwdriver, or if you've got one, a cordless screwdriver. In the box you'll find a sheet that will show you all the parts of the chicken coop. You'll notice that the parts are lettered. Now if you can set out your parts in order, identifying which letter each one is, it'll make putting together much easier. Right, now the first part you need is part G, which you can see has the mesh on the bottom and the opening there. What we're going to do is connect the part H to G. There'll be one on this side and the other H will go on this side here. Make sure you use the 5cm screws when you do this part. They're the longest ones. Right, next you have to connect part D, which is easily identifiable. It has a little window there and the door, onto G. If you do that, it'll be connected by two screws here and here, and it sits up a bit. Make sure it's sitting flush with here, because underneath the tray will fit. Right, next we have to join part E to G as well. Once again, it will be connected by two screws here and here. Next you'll need part L, which you then attach onto D and E here, once again using the 5cm screws, top and bottom. Next we have the two parts that are labelled O, like that. They go on to G, joining here and there, making sure that you have the angled end at the top. That's where it sits later on. Once again, you'll be joining them with the 4 screws, there, and there. Next you'll need to locate part P, which looks like that. It's got a little metal clasp there. It simply joins onto the O parts there and there. Next we'll find the floor of the nest box, which looks like that. The flashboard and the perch. Put the floor in, it's not screwed in. Put it on a diagonal. Pop it into the box and it simply drops into place. Next your flashboard goes in down that groove there and sits in the groove in the floor, and the perch simply goes in through here and sits in the 2 holders. Next we'll need the roof of the chicken coop nesting box. You see it's got a green surface on the top of it. It's got the 2 hinges at the back and a little clasp there. When you line this up, you have to make sure that that clasp is able to fit onto that hasp we already put on there. Then simply make sure your hinges are up against the wood. Then you'll need to use your cordless drill and screws in there and there. You may want to pre-drill, but that's an option up to you. Next you need the ramp to the main living area. It just simply fits in there like that. Next part you need is part H. You can see it's easy to identify because it has the little gate on it. Now it's going to join against the house here, join onto part L. You're going to put a screw in top here. You're going to need to open up the gate because there are 3 screws in that area there that join on as well. With this section, it's easier to do the bottom screws first and leave this one at the top till last. Next you join part J onto L, once again using the screws, and there'll be 4 holes. Next you can place the metal line dropping tray into the slot. Right. Next you install the last mesh panel, K, and it goes onto H and J here. We're up to the roofing stage. Fit the large roof first, keeping the blocks inside the frame. Next, fit the smaller roof section. Once again, make sure the blocks are inside the frame. Make sure you have the roof aligned properly, then placing the ridge capping on top. Now we simply attach the ridge capping with the 4 smaller screws, at 2 at both ends. And there you have it, a lovely little chicken coop to keep the fussiest of hens happy.